Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back talking about Australian Survivor, Australia versus the world, which is actually called Survivor Australia versus the world. And yeah, we're back talking about this. It's been a while since I last talked about this. Last time I talked about it was like September or October or one of those 2 months back in 2024, or when we were getting some of the cast rumors. And now here we are on April 24th, not April 24th, April 14th, I guess it was yesterday, technically April 13th. We got the Australian the official cast and the official trailer for Australia versus the world. And I'm extremely excited for this. So if you don't know, for this video, I'll just be running through everything you need to know. As simple as that. I will be doing a review of Brains vs. Brawn 2, by the way, so we'll stick around for that. But for now, we're talking about Australia versus the world. Either way, so this season will comprise of 14 players from all over Survivor. There will be a tribe of 7 Australia players, and then a tribe of world players. 3 people from Survivor US, 1 person from Survivor Quebec, 1 person from Survivor Norway, or Finland. One of those two, Norway or Finland. I think it was Finland. Yeah, there was a Norway person in the running. It was reported in the last cast. I think his name was Jope or something like that, and yeah, I think maybe he was an alternate. I don't know. I'm not sure. Then we also have South Africa and New Zealand as well. So this is a very interesting cast. I kind of wish the cast was a little bit bigger, to be honest. But to give you a rundown here, JLP, Jonathan Lapalia, will be the host of this season. And it will be taking place in Polu in Samoa, and it will air on Network 10. Now, in terms of release dates, it's kind of up in the air right now. They did release a trailer, and I guess I just saw here they are competing for $250,000, which kind of makes sense. There were rumors that it could have been a $500,000 prize, which I don't think would have made sense. But $250,000, I think that's good enough here. Now there were rumors that supposedly the cast would be, or that the season would start airing on June 22nd, 2025, as that was a date confirmed by some news outlet in South Africa. So I'm not sure if that's true, but that's kind of the date we're kind of looking at, and especially they're releasing the cast now, usually about a month and a half before the season. They kind of did that with Brains vs. Brawn 2 just a couple months ago, where the season started. And now there was also rumors that Party was going around saying that the season could be starting in July, because she's on the season, and yeah. Now, I'll be honest, for the coverage here, the plan is, I'm going to briefly run through everyone who's on the cast here in, I think it's alphabetical order, maybe. We'll see. Well, I'll just be going in the list here, but there's a cat at the door. I have to go. I'm gonna just hold on. And there's a cat at my door, and I'm just gonna deal with that, and I'll talk about this in a moment. I'm back. Anyway, so for this, there's 14 people. The plan is I'm going to do this video here. Then I'm going to briefly run through the cast in the order they're listed here, I guess. And give you brief thoughts and opinions on them. But I plan on, hopefully, if I'm able to, maybe I want to do individual videos on each of the players and give you my overall thoughts. Rundown. I know RJP is going to be doing that. They'll probably go way more in depth than I will. Well, but so those will be kind of like a little smaller videos. But hopefully that will be something to do in the preseason. Now there's a chance I just don't end up doing it because I'm kind of like things always end up popping up for me. So where I might not be able to do that. So here we go. Yeah. Either way, let's run through some of the people on the cast here. Here are the 14 people. I wish the cast was about 16 or 18 in terms of merge. Supposedly there is not everyone will be on the jury. So I believe the jury phase might be starting at 10. But yeah. Either way, let's run through the cast here. Starting off with Janine Alice, who's a huge celebrity down in Australia. She was on Australian Survivor Champions versus Contenders 2. Now, this is a shortened season, by the way. So this isn't like 50 days or 47 days like the recent Australian Survivor seasons have been. And this is only about 15 or 16 days. So, not a lot of time. So some of these players probably said yes because of the shortened run time, and it's not that long. So, and I like Janine. I liked her on 2019, and she lined into with Luke and David and some other people. Well, like it was cool. I liked her. I'm happy she's back here. If you don't know, she was actually she's a pretty big entrepreneur down there, I believe. She's also she was on Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars. She did they did in the Australian version. She was a co-host with Gordon Ramsay. So yeah, that's cool. I'm excited to see what she did this year. I'll see how well he does, and I think if obviously Luke's on the cast, I think this could go well for her. So we'll see. Next up, we have Cassandra Bachelor. Now I believe she's going by Cass. And this is a person on the World Tribe. And if you don't know, she's the only Canadian on this cast. And she was on Survivor Quebec, which has a very big different format. I did one video a very long time ago. I think it was even like a stream talking about Survivor Quebec 2023. Where Cass here was on Survivor Quebec season, the 2024 season, which did have a rock draw on it. But Survivor Quebec has a very weird format. I know I was watching RJP, he's like reality flash thing about this season, and Shaunie was kind of freaking out how there's 65 episodes, but the format's a little different. It just seems daunting from the start. Next up, let's talk now for Cassandra here. I feel like she's definitely going to be a very she's going to be kind of purple. Well, along with the one other person we'll get to, probably the Finland person, I'm going to be honest. But because there's just so many other bigger names who are probably just going to overshadow them. So yeah. So next up we have Rob Bentley from Survivor South Africa, and he is also on the World's Tribe. And I'm excited to see Rob Bentley. He's probably one of the best players in Survivor South Africa, probably one of the best winners in Survivor history. And yeah, he absolutely dominated Island of Secrets. I'm excited to see what he does here. I think it could go very well, and for him it could possibly. Now maybe that he'll have a possible target on My only problem with him, he doesn't really know that much about Survivor. Really, I believe hasn't really watched the show that much, and so we'll see if other people know about Rob Bendelay, but we'll see. Have to wait and see, I guess. Next up, we have someone who I really liked on her season. And we have from the Aussie tribe, we have Kirby from Australian Survivor Titans v Rebels, which is one of my favorite seasons of Survivor, or reality television, really in general. Well, I think Titans v Rebels was the best Australian Survivor season, in hands down, and it's not really going to be topped, is it? I don't think so. It might be. We'll see. Either way, this is a very... I like Kirby. I'm excited to see what she does here. I'm a little bummed that Ferris isn't here. I wish Kirby and Ferris were here together, but they aren't. I believe Kirby was in the original cast leak last year as well. Well, Network 10 posted a group of 6 players who are in the run, who are going to be here. And I believe for the IAU people, they did George, Shaunie, and I believe it was Kirby as the third, and then the people on the world side of things, we had Saria, Parvati, and Tony. I guess we'll get into that. I guess a bit, but I'm excited to see Kirby here. I really liked her on Titans v Rebels. We'll see how well she does here. She could do very well. Supposedly, she actually knows Luke, too. She knew Luke before she went on Survivor, so maybe there's something there. We'll see how that goes, though. Next up, we have Shaunie, who is on the Australian tribe, and she'll be her 4th time playing Survivor, and specifically the Network 10 version of Survivor. She was originally on Champions vs. Contenders in 2018, and then she was on Australian Survivor All-Stars, and then she was on Australian Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. And she has I really like Shaunie. I think I believe she was aligned with David, right? This could be go decently well for her. I could see her going pretty far in a season like this, especially if she aligns herself with the right people. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for her. Next up, we have Saria Fields, who is has been on a lot of reality shows lately. She's on the World Tribe, and she was originally on Survivor Panama. Season 12, or Survivor Exile Island, or Survivor Panama Exile Island. Yeah. That's what it is, really. Yeah, either way. I really liked Saria. She got kind of screwed out so many times, really. She hasn't really been voted out traditionally. She was on, for this, in Panama, she went to Firemaking. Micronesia, they were supposed to have a Final 3, but then they changed it to a Final 2 because of all the medevacs. And she probably would have won in that situation. Here's with Villains. She got not rocked out. She got idled out of the game by, I believe, Tom Westman. And then Game Changers, Vantage Geddon screwed her out of the game. And then in some other shows she did Snake in the Grass. She won the Traders US. And she was also on Big Brother as 25, where she did pretty well there, too. So I'm excited. Supposedly she was going to be on on Amazing Race 38, which is going to be a Big Brother cast full of Big Brother people. I'll probably do a video on that later down the road. Ooh, probably a review for that, but yeah. I think Saria could be set up for a really far run here. Especially she's decent, and a lot of people like Saria, and I could see herself aligning with great people like Parvati or something, and then they go to the end or something like that. I would really like that. Now, but supposedly she is in the running for Survivor 50, so I don't know if that's something to note here. Maybe she lost or something. But I don't know. But like Survivor US doesn't really care. Jack Probst doesn't care. Doesn't really care about Saria. He literally said in an interview that long ago, saying that Saria can do whatever she wants. So yeah. So even if she did, yeah. Next up we have David Jeanette from the Australia tribe, and yeah, he's the golden god of Australia. And he was originally on Champions vs. Contenders 2, where he had, I believe it was a Popcorn Award. David's a character. He is a fun character. He aligned himself with Luke that season. That was cool. Then he absolutely dominated Australian Survivor All-Stars, ended up winning there. And then very recently, he was on Deal or No Deal Island, where season 2, where he ended up winning 9 million Australian dollars, or I believe it was about $5 to almost $6 million US. And yeah, this is interesting. He's going to be here with Parvati. And Parvati and David were on the same season. We're on Dondi together. That's cool. Well, I'm really excited to see where that ends up going. I'm probably going to end up doing a review for that. So we'll stick around for that at some point down the line in the near future. I'm very excited to see David. He could go far, but there's also a chance he could be like a big threat, and therefore he gets voted out early. We'll have to wait and see here. So yeah. Next up we have Lisa Holmes, the New Zealand person. She's on the World Tribe, and she's the winner of Survivor New Zealand Thailand. I'm very excited. She made a good move there. She's a big RTP fan. I'm excited to see what Lisa does. She's a great player. I think this is going to be interesting for her. She could go pretty far. I'm worried she might be one of those people who gets maybe a little bit under-edited compared to some of the other people here. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Next up we have Tommy Manion, who's from Helsinki, Finland, who's from Survivor Finland 2022. He is on the World Tribe. I don't really have a lot to say. I've never watched Survivor Finland, and yeah, I don't really know what to say. Really. I feel like, though, he could probably be one of the more under-edited people, too, because I don't know how good his English is. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. And next up, we have George Milana who's on Brains v. Braun, on the first Brains vs. Braun, Australian Survivor Brains vs. Braun. He got his run up there. Then he was on the final juror on Heroes v. Villains, Australian Survivor Heroes v. Villains, one of my favorite seasons. And yeah, George is a character. He's an icon of the show. This season probably wouldn't be happening if it weren't for him. Really. I think George, though, is probably the biggest threat here on the board. And will more than likely, if I were to do a preseason power ranking, he's probably at the bottom. So, yeah. I don't think he's going to do well here. Really at all. So, there was even a shot in the preview. The small, the small teaser that they posted. And where Luke and David are laughing at him when he says "Hail the King" or something, bow down to the King or something. And both Luke and David have done better on the show. Well, I guess especially David, but Luke's. We'll get to Luke. Next up, we have Parvati, and yeah, I'm excited to see Parvati on the season here. She was on a ton. She's been on a lot of reality shows lately. She was originally on Survivor Cookout. She was on Micronesia. She won Survivor Micronesia Fans vs. Favorites. She was on Heroes vs. Villains, where she was a runner-up to Sandra. And then she was also on Survivor US Winners at War. And she kind of went out a little earlier there. I think it was a little bit screwy-ish. But yeah, Parvati. Yeah, I like Parvati. And recently she was on Traitors season 2. I feel like I'm missing a show, but I know she was recently on Deal or No Deal Island, and where she aligned with David. It's gonna be interesting if they end up making the same each. Because if you don't know, Dondi filmed right before this, so their relationships probably would have crossed over, right? So we'll see. Parvati could go far here, depending on who she aligns with. But maybe they'll know her as the Black Widow, and therefore maybe she'll be voted out early. We'll see. There's a lot of threats here to where it could go either way, really. So I'm excited to see where she ends up going here. Next up, we have Sarah Talik from the Australian Survivor 2017. Now, I believe she's on the Australia tribe here, and I'm excited to see what she does here. I liked her in 2017. However, I believe she only said yes to this because it is a shorter season, and I would have much rather her on Here's Villains or something. But supposedly she has been getting called but got turned down, or she has been getting called but has turned it down. Supposedly she wasn't even in the running for All Stars though, so that's kind of weird. But I feel like she is gonna have some allies and people like Luke, maybe, who's next on the board here. But yeah, it should be interesting to see where Sarah goes. She could go far. She could be an early boo. So we'll see. I feel like out of the Australia people, she and maybe Janine, those two could be the more underrated people from the tribe. We'll have to wait and see, though. Next up, we have Luke, and yeah, I'm like taking everything like the weird and like the controversial stuff he said outside of the show. He is a good social strategy player. He is good at the show. Oh, and so he was originally on 2 Australian Survivor seasons. He was on AU 2017 with Sarah. He did very well there. Then he came back for AU Champions versus Contenders 2. He was on the Champions tribe, I believe. And yeah, he did well there. He got pretty close to the end, but didn't quite make it there. And then he also won Big Brother VIP, which is basically a celebrity edition there. So yeah, it should be interesting to see where Luke goes. Luke could probably dominate this game because he has a lot of allies here, like Sarah, Kirby, even like Shaunie maybe could like be kind of hooked up with the David of the world. Janine, and it could go either way here. We'll see. Then the last person on the board here, we have Tony Velazquez from Survivor Cagayan, Survivor Game Changers, and Survivor Winners at War. He's a 2-time Survivor US winner. I'm excited to see what he does here. I'm so excited to see Tony on this season. He might be an early boot because he is a threat. He's a 2-time winner, the only 2-time winner in this cast. But I'm excited to see what he does here. It should be fun. Maybe he'll end up winning because he lost trainer. But yeah, I'm extremely excited to see where Tony does here. This is gonna be fun. This will be fun, and that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Now, in terms of episode count, a lot of people's assumptions are that it will be a 12-episode season. It will be shorter, things like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really know when this will air. I'm going to try, and so like for the coverage of this, I wanted to do the preseason, like running through the cast individually, give you my like deeper thoughts, but probably not as deep as RGP will probably go into. I might do a preseason power ranking. We'll see. By the way, I do know there are indeed spoilers out there. I have not been spoiled on the result, but there are spoilers out there, so be careful with what you're when looking on the internet, because I do know they are out there. I personally do know people who have been spoiled. So, keep that in mind. Brains v. Brawn 2, I do want to do a review of that. I'll probably will do a review of that. I will definitely doing a review of Australia versus the World. I'm probably more excited for Australia versus the World than Survivor 50 at this point. Survivor 50 is kind of convoluted and interesting. I'll probably end up doing videos on that somewhere down the line, too. I'm debating whether to do weekly recaps on Australian Survivor. I might not. We'll kind of wait and see where I'm at. That's kind of where it is. Like, there's a chance that I just might not ever post again. And I'm like, just end up posting in 3 months from now or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Because that's how the channel's been going lately. But, yeah, that's where we're going. Now, I'm planning on posting this video on the upcoming Saturday. So we'll see where that goes. I do want to do a Dondi review, a review of Deal or No Deal On. I want to do a review of Brains v. Brawn 2. Challenge All Stars 5 is ending this week. So I'll probably end up doing a review of that somewhere down the line. I feel like there's another show I'm missing. Survivor 48, I'll do a review of that. I will also be doing a review of the Amazing Race. There's a lot to unpack. A lot of shows going on. A lot of things. I want to continue on with the Reddit series. I don't know how. I'm probably just going to do those whenever I want to. I wanted to do maybe a double, or one every other week or something. But we'll kind of see how that turns out. But yeah, just stick around for videos or whatever in the future. So that is video though. Thank you for watching. I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting about. But, oh yeah, I guess supposedly the season was going to be Australia versus America, but this turned that down, but whatever. But anyway, that's all I gotta say, really. Thank you for watching, everybody.